The United States Department of Defense has a detailed, 31-page, unclassified strategic plan for dealing with a widespread world-ending threat. It covers everything from maintaining critical infrastructure to deploying military force. The plan's official name, CONPLAN 8888-11, and the enemy it describes is not another country. It's not a terrorist group. It is, and I quote, pathogenic zombies. You heard that right. It's a real Pentagon document. They claim it's just a training tool. But what if I told you the real danger isn't the zombie itself? What if the creature from our nightmares is just a symptom of the real disease, the shocking fragility of our civilization? The enemy isn't the walking dead. It's the fact that our modern world is built to die, quickly and completely. Today, we're not just fantasizing. We are running a strategic simulation using real-world data and declassified history to determine what a zombie apocalypse in the United States would actually look like, and whether any of us would stand a chance. The idea of a mindless, reanimated corpse isn't just a movie trope. It's a dark shadow in our history. The concept of the zombie originated in Haitian folklore, a chilling belief in a corpse reanimated by a sorcerer, stripped of its soul and forced to do the master's bidding. It was a cultural expression of the ultimate loss of self. But nature has its own, far more real sorcerers. Think of rabies, a virus that travels through saliva, hijacks the brain, and induces extreme, mindless aggression. Once symptoms appear, it is nearly 100% fatal. Sound familiar? Nature doesn't need magic to turn a living creature into a rage-fueled vector of its own transmission. It just needs biology. To understand how quickly our world would crumble, you need to grasp two key concepts from epidemiology and a hard truth about our society. First is the reproduction number, or R-naught. This is a simple number that tells you, on average, how many people one infected person will spread the disease to. The seasonal flu has an R-naught of about 1.3. A zombie pathogen, spread by a bite, could have an R-naught of 5, or 10, or 50. It is exponential growth in its most terrifying form. Second is the vector of transmission. How does it spread? For a zombie, the vector is the zombie itself. This is critical. It means every new case isn't just a victim. It's a new, mobile, and aggressive factory for the disease. Finally, the urban density factor. Over 80% of the US population lives in urban areas. Cities are not shelters. They are amplification chambers, tinderboxes of humanity waiting for a single spark. Let's run the simulation. The outbreak doesn't begin with a meteor or an ancient curse. It begins silently, at a high-security bioresearch facility like Fort Detrick, Maryland, with a genetically engineered virus that escapes quarantine. Isor 0. Patient 0, a scientist, becomes violently ill. Before security can react, he attacks his colleagues. There are 3 bites. The R-naught is 3. Hour 6. Those 3 attack 9 more. Before the facility can be locked down, one infected staff member, not yet symptomatic, gets in his car and drives home towards Baltimore. Day 1. Local news reports a bizarre, violent riot at the facility. By nightfall, emergency rooms in Baltimore are overwhelmed with patients exhibiting extreme aggression and fevers. Chaos erupts as patients attack doctors. Day 3. The president addresses the nation. He declares a medical state of emergency, but it's too late. Infected people, fleeing the initial chaos, have already traveled on planes and highways. Outbreaks are now being reported in Philadelphia, New York, and Atlanta. The R-naught isn't a theory anymore. It's a national firestorm. Week 1. The illusion of control shatters. The military is deployed, but faces an impossible choice. The enemy isn't an army. It's your mailman, your neighbor, your family. Soldiers hesitate, and that hesitation is fatal. Every soldier they lose becomes another enemy soldier. Month 1. The power grid fails. Not from a central attack, but from 1,000 points of failure as a skeleton crew of engineers can no longer maintain it. With it goes running water and sanitation. The internet goes dark. The highways are impassable graveyards of abandoned cars. The cities are not just dangerous, They are silent tombs, powered down and filled with the dead. The apocalypse is not the roar of battle. It is the overwhelming silence of a dead civilization. Now, the standard argument from survivalists and even some officials is that the government would contain it. The military has tanks, drones, and bombs. They'd quarantine the cities, establish safe zones, and exterminate the threat. They see it as a logistical problem. However, this fundamentally misunderstands the mathematics of an exponential threat. By the time command authority understands the nature of the crisis, the infection is already everywhere. How do you bomb an enemy that is sleeping in the house next door? How do you quarantine an enemy that could be any of the 330 million people in the country? The tools of modern warfare are useless when the battlefield is your own backyard and the enemy looks just like you. The system is designed to fight them, not us. But if you need one irrefutable piece of proof that nature already possesses the horrifying tools to create a real-life zombie, we need to look at a fungus called Ophiocordyceps unilateralis. The zombie ant fungus. This is not fiction. This fungus infects an ant, hijacks its central nervous system, and forces it to climb to a high leaf. Once there, it compels the ant to bite down with a death grip. The fungus then sprouts from the dead ant's head, raining its spores down to create more zombies below. It is a biological master puppeteer. This isn't a theory. It's a documented, natural process. It proves that mind control, the stripping away of free will by an external biological agent, is not science fiction. Nature already has the blueprints. What happens when a virus learns to do to the human brain what a fungus already does to an insect? This leads us to a disturbing and powerful theory. CONPLAN 8888 is public, but why would the military spend time and resources creating such a bizarre document? The theory suggests the plan isn't a joke. It's a black box contingency plan. The word zombie is a placeholder. It is a plan for a scenario where a significant portion of the American population becomes an uncontrollable, violent threat to the nation itself. A threat from what? A neurological weapon that causes mass psychosis? A fast-spreading, rage-inducing virus that isn't supernatural, but engineered? The plan is designed to be politically neutral. It allows the military to game out the complete collapse of civilian society and the brutal tactics needed to restore order without ever having to specify the politically explosive cause. It's a plan for how the military survives, even if the nation doesn't. In the end, the zombie apocalypse is not a story about monsters. It's a brutal thought experiment about the fragility of our systems. It reveals that the power, the food, the laws, and the safety we enjoy are a thin, delicate membrane. The zombie doesn't have to be strong to destroy our world. It just has to be the single, relentless pressure point that makes that membrane tear. And that brings me to the ultimate question for you. In the first 72 hours of a societal collapse like this, when every decision is life or death, what is your number one priority? Finding secure shelter, gathering supplies, or getting as far away from other people as possible? Let me know your strategy in the comments. If this strategic breakdown of a modern apocalypse has you thinking, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You will not want to miss our next video, exploring the declassified plan for what the government would do after a nuclear war. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.